I wrote 2 records as soon as I heard that interview. And then I did an interview and mentioned that I wrote 2 songs, and they're like, where is it? And I was like, good point. So then I laid them down. And as artists, you can write something all day, but till you get in the booth and lay it down, it becomes something else. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard it back, I said, yeah, this is it. We got to put this out. And let's go. If he would have came, I was expecting war. Like when I got into the Cameron situation, I don't think he was trying to disrespect me, Cameron. And with again, that's his platform. That's his thing. That's kind of like what he does. So I get it. But again, I think he thought, like, I've heard that a lot. You know what I'm saying? At my father's funeral, they were calling him Cuba. And we were like, Cuba. And he was like, yes, Cuba. We're like, no, Cuba, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure I can imagine what my brother gets, because people are people, man. People are real human. You got to have thick skin, and you got to have understanding when you're out. You know what I mean? That's the difference between celebrities. Like, a lot of people can't handle celebrity. They can't handle being a celebrity and what comes along with it. You know, when I go out, people say things like, I don't mean to bother you. Can I get a picture? And the answer's the same, of course. And you're not bothering me. If I didn't want to be bothered, I'd stay the f at home. It's that simple. All celebrities need to know that. That's why you get paid what you get paid. So you can hire security, or you can stay the f at home, or you can order what you want. Don't be out in public, and a person that doesn't see celebrities or is a big fan of yours sees you, and they might not ever see you again. They want to take this opportunity. And what's funny is always people say, my wife ain't ever gonna believe this. Why? You be lying too much. Like, why would she? My friends will never believe me unless I get a picture. Like, why wouldn't they believe you? I don't know what's with your, you can tell the truth more. But let's get a picture, you know what I'm saying? Or autograph, or whatever the case is. So, I mean, it doesn't take long to be nice to somebody. Now, you got to also be able to stand up for yourself. I've had times I'm eating and I'm like, hey man, can I talk to you? I'm like, can I chew first? Let me just put the food in my mouth before we, okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, and you got to know when enough is enough. Because someone will be like, oh man, no, dude, I want to ask you this a long time. Yeah, ask a question. Yes, and we're done. And another thing. Okay, another thing. Yeah. You see I'm moving fast too. I'm trying to get yeah, real quick. Yes. All right. Look, boom. You know what I mean? But you got to know how to stand up for yourself. And that's why some people just have security, because motherfuckers be like, no. Right. And, you know, I mean, again, it's one of those things you just got to be realistic and have some common sense.
Man, so, man, what pissed you off the most about people calling you Omar Gooden Jr.?
That's just not how juniors work. That's not how they work. You got to have, you know, common sense. Like, I get why they say it. I get the why. I had to put it like this. Like, if who's a famous junior? Sammy Davis Jr. Let's say his brother's name was Thomas. Oh, that must be Tommy Davis Jr. And you go, that don't work. If you think about it, that don't make sense. But it sounds good in your head. You know what I mean? And, you know, I got love and respect for my brother, so I don't mind being compared to him or him being brought up. That only makes sense. If you think Omar, you should think Cuba Gooding Jr., especially if you know that we're brothers. So I get it. I get why it happens. It doesn't upset me. Well, a little bit. It's like the other day I was walking on, I was in, you sure? No, but I was walking somewhere that the guy was filled with so much joy. I'm walking through the parking lot, and he goes, hey, you're Omar Gooding Jr. And I was like, close enough. You know, like, I get your excitement, but I think what I said in the moment was, hi, no junior. But then he's like, hey, yo, no, my bad, I'm sorry, but yeah, man, I love you. And I'm like, all right, cool. How you get upset at that? You know what I mean?
Nah, for real.
But, yeah, like, the only time it's rage baiting is when you see people do it on purpose. And that's trolls online, the cowards that just type and shit. Hey, Omar Gooding Jr., ha, ha, ha. You know what I mean? But again, when they do it, it's usually a mistake, an accident.
So you feel like Cameron did it on purpose? I mean, you walked me to it, bro.
Long sit.
Hey, bro, it's literally right in order too. It's crazy how you did that.
Well, I think he. No. Here's the thing, because I think the brother has some intelligence about himself. I think he's a relatively smart human being. But you know, players fuck up. I think. You know, what's funny is we did a movie together called Percentage. And if you see the title cover of the movie, the poster for it, it's him, me, and Bing Rames. Now he's doing podcasts. He's interviewing 50 Cent. While he's talking to 50 Cent, He says, people like Omar Gooding Jr. and Ving Rhames got to sit around and wait for 50 Cent to put them in something. There's so many errors. You know what I mean? Ving Rhames, he's still working. Knock it off. He's in MI-17. Like, he's in all of them. He's got Arby's commercials. I'm sure he's not doing, you know what I mean? No problem with it. Me, check my resume. I'm constantly working. TV shows, movies, plays, stand-up comedy, producing, directing, writing, like, you know what I mean? So everything that he was talking about, both of us are already doing. So that was 2 bad examples. But I thought the purposeful part was, well, damn, you just happened to mention 2 people that you actually did a movie with. So I'm like, that's kind of interesting that you would choose our names. Him saying my name wrong? Nah, I don't, you know. Even he said it to 50. 50 was like, right. He didn't say, oh, you mean Omar Gooden? Like, you know what I mean? I mean, not that he would. But, yeah, I don't think that part was purposeful. But he knew that it was disrespectful what he was about to say. Because what did he say? No disrespect to the people I'm about to mention. Now, you know it's some bullshit coming if you lead with that. You know what I'm saying? So when you start with no disrespect, but, leave the but out or just don't say the no disrespect for it. I mean, as soon as I heard that part, I started writing. I said, bar is coming.
So that's what made you like diss him on track. You just like what made you do it?
Yeah. I wrote 2 records as soon as I heard that interview, and then I did an interview and mentioned that I wrote 2 songs, and they're like, "Where is it?" And I was like, "Good point." So then I laid them down. And as artists, you can write something all day, but till you get in the booth and lay it down, it becomes something else. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard it back, I said, "Yeah, this is it. We got to put this shit out, and let's go." If he would have came, I was expecting war. I was like, ugh. Especially a dude like that who don't play nice. That's like trying to go at 50. You know he gonna come just. It's gonna be some disrespectful shit. We gonna find out what fans I got for real. We gonna see what type of skin I got. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't think he's not as hungry a rapper as he used to be. Let's just put it that way. That's what I think. You know, I think when in hip hop it's about hunger, unless you just got it. You know what I'm saying? So some niggas, it don't matter. Jay-Z will go crazy now, just like he did then. You know what I mean? Eminem crazy now, just like he was then. You know what I'm saying? Some cats, they lose that hunger, that edge, and it's different for them. Shit that matters doesn't really matter to them. You know what I mean? They live in a bubble. To the bubble, the people around them, he's the greatest. He can't do no wrong. You know what I mean? He step outside that bubble, he's talking shit. You know, I live outside the bubble.
Thomas was feeling you though. You know what I'm saying?
Thomas was feeling me, yeah. And I mean, he's loyal. He's got people that are loyal to him. And, the only issue that I had with the beef was that, like I got a call from Corrupt because Battle Cat called him and was like, we going to war again. I'm sending Omar all these beats. We finna go nuts. And then he called me immediately, was like, yo, nigga, what's going on? Nigga, nah. I lived through the first East-West battle. Calm down. Stand the fuck down. And I was like, did you hear the records? He's like, I ain't got to hear it. I got my niggas calling me saying we about to go crazy. Like, calm down. And I was like, listen to the music. Call me tomorrow. And he listened and called me back and was like, all right. I hear you. I see what's going on and I got your back and whatever. But just be careful. Because you don't want to start no shit like that unless this is some real shit. Because niggas really fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? And when you got that fuck with you, accidents can happen. People can do shit in your name. This for Omar. Like, whoa. This is between me and him. So I had to be real specific. Like when I say West Coast, before I start spitting, that's just because I'm from the West Coast. I like repping it. Sometimes we don't get enough love and respect for being lyricists. You know what I'm saying? New York does. They got the double entendre and the metaphors, and they nigga, battle rap. I'm like, West Coast too, nigga, don't slow down. So I like to lead with that and then bust. You know what I'm saying? But there were people in the comments, he's trying to start the beef. He's trying to disrespect Harlem. My parents were both born in Harlem. And my brother and sister were born in the Bronx. I got love for New York. I'm just not from there. You know what I mean? But like, in all reality, I got East Coast blood. But I wasn't raised by East Coast mother. I mean, my father was there when he was there. My mother's the shit. But like, the niggas, my peers that I, kind of got my isms and from and my mannerisms and what, you know what I mean? That was all West Coast.
Aries Spears, man.
Oh,
what was the situation with that, bro?
I got respect for dude. I'm gonna tell you why I got respect for dude. Now, the full history of me and Aries Spears, I auditioned to play my brother's brother in Jerry Maguire. We look a lot alike. it makes sense on camera for me to be his brother. And that was the only time we've ever had an opportunity to work together as brothers. But the feedback that I got back from my agents was, you guys, well, it wasn't a, well, it was two things that happened. Well, for one, they didn't want to act like they were showing favoritism. Like we hired, we got this actor, Cuba Gooding Jr., and then we put his brother in to play his brother. You know what I mean? They didn't want that, so that's why I didn't get the role. And then they hired Aries Spears. I think somewhere in the back of my mind, I was like, this. But it was never animosity. It was congratulations. He did a good job in the role, especially when he got kicked in the head and all that shit. I was like, oh yeah, I wouldn't have been cool with that. But and I've seen altercations he's got into, and the guy that jumped on him while they was, doing the interview, and I was like, God, and I always said, well, we don't know what happened after he might have had some, okay, the cameras is on. When it's off, I'm gonna fuck you up. Who knows? Me personally, y'all would have had to see that shit. But what happened after that between us personally, I had gotten to some out in the streets, and some broke it up, all this, boom, and he was one of the dudes that came over like, hey man, calm down, you got shit to lose. And I'm like, I don't even know you, right? In my mind, that's what but we didn't meet. It was just him doing a good deed. Like, oh, he's seeing a brother he knows from like TV, mutual respect. Just like, yo man, you need to calm down, chill out. I'm just like, y'all didn't even know what the fuck happened. Y'all just, you know what I mean? And I spoke on that when I was doing the interview with Panda Chop. And then I started drinking. And then the internet, the connection went bad. Somebody's phone died, all this, blah, blah, blah. It took us like a couple hours to get the interview done. By the time we got to the end of it, I was loaded. Now I'm just talking. I'm in the middle of a comedy tour. I got an album. I got this rap beef going on with Cameron. So they're like, oh yeah, Cameron, would you fight him? I was like, I'll punch him in the mouth. I'm saying all type of wild shit. And they were like, Aries Spears just said Ice Cube. I'm like, Aries Spears. Like I'm just, going off. Like, anybody could get it. And the dude took that interview and he chopped it up and he made it look like I was just like, Aries Spears is a clown. Da, 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 da. And I was like, but I didn't see it. I just got a DM from Aries. And he, in the DM, he tripping. What, you don't know me. Whoa. I was like, so I respond. I'm about him. Boy, you gonna know me when you find me, when I see you. Well, we talking crazy. And then I was like, let me see what the he's all riled up about. And then I saw the little interview in the clip and I was like, yeah, that's bad. That's not a good look, that's not a good look. I was like, I'm not gonna start no beef over no bull. You know what I'm saying? So I hit him up and I said, you know what, my nigga, man to man, I saw this shit. It was out of pocket. I had dude take it down. Now look, there's only 10 views. You just happen to be one of them. You want me to put this shit on my page and I'll be like, yo, look, I want to respectfully woo, but that'll just have more looking at this shit. Or do you want me to let it go? He said, you know what, man to man, we talked it out, good shit, respect, love, boom. I was like, I respect that. So now he goes on and does another interview with Vlad that I just happened to see. This first time it was just me scrolling like, look at this shit. And Vlad is baiting him and trying to get him to talk shit about me. And he's just like, yeah, so Omar wouldn't come on my show. What's the beef with y'all? And he was like, nah, ain't nothing. So what y'all talk about? He's like, that's between us. I was like, good shit, right? So then he starts trying to get him to say some negative shit towards me. And Aries just kept shrugging it off like, nah, let's get to my interview. Like, what are we talking about this man for? And he was like, yeah, well, I had an interview. I had him on my platform and I don't want him to come back as Sweet Pea. And then he was saying, me, because I was asking him to come back in a character. Like, what do you think of that? And he's like, it's his choice. Yeah, well, don't you think it's a blah, blah, blah? And every time he tried to egg him on, Aries just kept kind of going, nah. And he's like, well, if BET asked, he wouldn't do that. He's like, you ain't BET. You know what I'm saying? And it was some real shit. I was like, respect. So that's the only beef that I had with him. But me and Aries, we cool.
So y'all squashed that, right?
Oh yeah, we cool. Fast, not slow. Reactively, it was like a 30-second beef. And then by the 31st second, I was like, oh, I was in the wrong. Let me hit this up. And we good.